Alright, here we go. Live again. Here I am. I'm gonna make Coca-Cola chicken wings. I've got chicken thighs, but that's okay. It's all just bone and chicken, it'll be fine. This comes from Simply Chinese, from Suzie Lee's Simply Chinese is the book. It's my first attempt at something from this book, so hopefully it's good. Soon find out. Without further ado, here's what we got going on. Chicken thighs, like I said, are not wings, not wings. It's still dark meat, or the dark chicken meat. Can of Coke, obviously. We're going to season with a bit of white pepper at the end. I've got in my little magical ramekin is it's 3 tablespoons of soy sauce and 2 tablespoons of Shaoxing wine. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. If not, I'm sorry. Apologise for that. We have some ginger and we have some garlic. We have some chicken, which I've already pre-seasoned with some salt earlier today, so that should have penetrated in. Let's get cracking, eh? So, first of all, I'll just get that out of the way. First of all, I'm just going to turn the heat on my pan. I'm try to be a little bit more calmer today, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more zen. Because I believe this one's going to be an easy one. I say that every time, but this one for sure, I feel it. I feel it. So, again, we start. This time without onion. We're going to have some onion later, because I'm going to do this with the nice little coleslaw. Nice little slaw. Thought about doing some kind of like cucumber salad, but I've got a boatload of cabbage here. Well, not a boatload, I've just got a whole cabbage and I need to get it eaten. But realistically, the chicken is the star of the show, so we're just going to focus on that to begin with. And then while that's just simmering away, bubbling away, I'll whip together a nice little slaw. Nice little one to have in the arsenal. Good little veggie accompaniment. So start off just by smushing up some garlic. And I'm just going to like roughly sort of slice it. I kind of want to keep it nice and chunky. Nothing too small. Because I'm going to do the same with the ginger. Again, this is one of those things where you get the spoon and you can scrape it, but I don't need this whole piece. I mean, the sustainable guy in me, the zero waste dude, would be like, look at all this wasted food. But that's going in the compost and the worms are going to love it. So it's just a circle of life, all right? These worms are going to be like, oh, damn. The scraps have got aromatics. So, I'm just going to slice. I might just matchstick this. Yeah. So slice it that way. Let's see if I can do this. And then, what's wrong with me? And stack them all up. I'll just get rid of that last little bit of skin. Right, and we stack it all up to this nice little house of cards. And boom. Matchsticks. Ginger and garlic has been prepped. Got my scrap pile, seems to be the center stage. Sorry about that. There's my garlic, there's my ginger. We're going to go over to our pan, which is quite a big pan. I like it. Should hopefully fit 8 whole chicken thighs in there. And we're going to go a little splosh of oil. Not too much because there's a lot of fat in the chicken skin, I find. And with that, I think we're going to crank this all the way and turn that on so we don't have steam everywhere. I'm just going to keep all of this garlic and ginger inside this oil because there's obviously a whole lot of real estate here, but I might as well just keep that frying like that. Now the burner I think is actually only that big, so I'm going to have quite a few little cold spots, I think. I'm not quite sure how induction works. I feel like out here will be colder than that. We'll soon find out. I mean, I'm going to put some chicken all around this thing, and if these guys aren't browning up as quick as the other ones, then we know the reason why. And I'll just go a little bit of salt in this. This should be nice, calm, and relaxed. I'm just going to try and keep this demeanor going. Not so unlike me, but... no need to be intense all the time. Alright, we'll just spread that around. And we'll go with our chicken in. So I wish I'd taken this out of the fridge a little bit earlier. It's still a little bit cold. But I'm sure it'll still be delicious. I'm going skin side down to begin with. Now I believe the recipe does say let me get that to the side so it doesn't burn. Obviously I'm going off script immediately because I'm using thighs, not chicken wings or nibbles or drumettes and all that, whatever you want to call them. But the recipe does say to begin with, put them in a pot of cold water, bring it to a boil, and then scoop all the scum off. So I feel like this video is going to not have a lot of that action in it to begin with. So doing that's going to be even more boring. Right, so if you see, you might be able to see, there's quite a lot of moisture in here, so that's kind of the reason why I didn't put too much oil in here, because there is a lot of fat being rendered out of all this chicken skin. Right, I'm just going to leave that alone. So I just want to brown for a little while. Basically, I'm going to get these skin nice and crispy. I'm going to flip them over, and then I'm going to add the soy sauce and the Coca-Cola. Put the lid on, and then it's just going to make this beautiful, sticky, delicious sauce. In theory, this, like I said, this is the first time I'm making this stuff. We shall see. Okay. Back to our board. We'll start making our slaw. Now this is like I believe it was a Maddie Matheson video. I can't remember which one. I think it was his burger, P&L burger. It was one of his burgers, I'm sure. And he made this really simple slaw, and it was just cabbage, white onion, and pickle. I was thinking about chucking capers in. I'm not going to do it. Change my mind. Just going to keep this real simple. The difference between me and him is I'm not going to put as much sugar in it as he did. He put an absolute mother trucking load of sugar in his slaw. I'm not going to do that, but it's okay. Each their own. I mean, it would taste delicious, but all veggies would if you put that much sugar in them. And I think he did a whole lot of mayonnaise. I'm not going for sloppy. I'm going for a little bit drier. So that chicken's actually doing things quite quickly. So let's go back. Yeah, see, look at all this liquid. I mean, that's fine. I'm okay with that because that's just going to mix like that, and that is just going to mix in with the Coke and just make this beautiful, rich velvet sauce. So I have no problems with that at all. I'm just going to let that do its thing. The only, well, I do have one problem with it. It's spitting all over. It's all over the place. So I'm just going to put that down there because it doesn't matter. No, I'm not. I can't do it. Can't do it. Keep it clean. All right. Slaw. Let's do, realistically, it's just the two of us tonight, so I'm just going to do about that much. We'll start with that and we'll see how that goes. So this, ideally, mandolin mint. I don't have one of those right now, so I'm just going to do this the old-fashioned way. I'm just going to slice as thin as we can. Without chopping any fingers off. Making these lovely big strands. I heard a term the other day in regards to really like finely shredded lettuce like this. Shreddus. Isn't that good? All right, in our bowl. Onion. Take both ends off this time. Don't get arrogant about it, okay? Onions still have the ability to make you cry. You know, when I used to make large batches of pickled onions, right, I would get my swimming goggles and I put my swimming goggles on. Actually works really well, honestly. You look like an absolute tool. You're just going to make sure no one's home, especially now that everyone's got a recording device in their pockets at all times to document the buffoonery. But it works. It worked. But I'm just doing one onion here. We don't need to break out the goggles for this. All right, we'll go back to the chicken because that looks like we're nearly ready. Not quite. I want to see a bit more. I want to see a bit more on there. Let's go up to 8, eh? Overdrive. And you know what? Let's have a look at this outside one. How's he look? He looks just as golden as that one. So you know what? This pan on a tiny little burner seems to work fine. Maybe it's induction, I don't know. Alright, back to our slaw. So I've taken the ends off, peeled it, and then what I like to do is I like to go this way. I know I've said this before in other videos, but... And again, mandolin, done, easy. And when it starts to get a little bit dicey for you there, you can flip it. And you get a bit more real estate. And so what I'm going to do is I'll just break that up. And I'll just assess, okay, yes, I need more. All right, the ratio is not going to be quite right. There's too much cabbage to onion. Now, easy. 2 ingredients. Just add some pickles, and it's going to look perfect. What I will do, before I get any mayo or vinegar or anything in there, I'm just going to put a bit of salt and not that sugar, a different kind of sugar. Let's go caster sugar. And I'm just doing maybe a teaspoon. Like I said, if you want to, you check out what Maddie did, it was insane. I mean, no surprises, but. Look at that. Just looks like shredded cabbage, but it's got that bite from the onion, a little bit of sweetness. All right. Chicken time. Yeah, that's good. That's good. We like that. Could probably go a little bit more, but now this is making a mess, big time. All right, we're going to go in with the soy and the vinegar. This is really going to make a mess. And now in with our Coke. Feel like this is going to really steam up, so just be prepared. It's just pretty tame, to be honest. Alright, now what I'm going to do, put a lid on this. I'm going to turn it down. Now what you don't want to happen is you do not want this to burn. That Coke is just, it's all just sugar. What is it? 10% of that is sugar, just straight sugar. So that's just going to turn into caramel, ruin your day, ruin your pan. You're not going to enjoy it. So we're just simmering. That chicken's already had, a good, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. Realistically, it's going to take 20 minutes to get fully cooked through. And that's probably about the same amount of time it's going to take for that sauce to thicken. Now I believe there is a note in the recipe you can use Diet Coke, but because it doesn't have the sugar, it's not going to thicken the same way, but you can make like a little cornstarch slurry. The one benefit to Diet Coke, I find, is that Diet Coke, when you crack a Diet Coke open, when you crack a Diet Coke open, it's so loud, so vibrant. It's like, here I am a Diet Coke. I will quench your thirst. Shout out DC. All right, here we go. Back to our vegetable component. Now, ideally, these would be whole pickles. It's just easier to chop them up, to be honest, but. I'm just going to do really rough chunks. And then. You know what? We'll do a little bit of pickle juice in there. Where's that live? What else are we going to do in here? Could do lime juice, could do lemon juice. I think I'm going to do apple cider vinegar. Actually, no, I'm going to do rice wine vinegar just because we're doing a little bit of an Asian-y thing going on with the chicken. I'm just going to keep that going. Which I think I have in my bag of treats over here. Yeah, rice vinegar. Although this could be causing some issues because that says Japanese rice vinegar, and this is out of a book called, wait for it, Simply Chinese Feasts. So hopefully I don't offend anyone, but it's okay. We won't be offending any taste buds, and that's the most important thing, all right? I have to say, it's so nice and peaceful. So nice and peaceful with the lid on the pan. It's all very relaxed. I don't have the extractor going off, that absolute overstimulation. Maybe a little bit more. I like quite a zingy, zing zang zappiness to my slaw. And we just got mayo. Could do yogurt, could do sour cream. Got creme fraiche, maybe we could do. No, I'll save that. Just doing mayo. Not too much, maybe 1 tablespoon or so. Mix that through. Just a little bit of creaminess. Nothing too extravagant. Just make it nice and not too sloppy. Not too dry, you just want it just right, in my opinion. And this is a great, like, this is so simple. Don't buy bag. Two things you don't buy: jar sauce and bagged coleslaw. This thing cost me like 65p, all right? And look how much of it I used. I didn't even use I used what, a third maybe? But this is a great base. You could do carrot, you could do cucumber, you could do your little broccoli, the stem. You know, you use the trees and you got all the stem left over. There's a bunch of different recipes to use that up, but just chop it up, julienne, boom, in your coleslaw, lovely. Herbs, I probably would put coriander in that maybe. You could put anything in here. Beetroot. Let's have a little taste. I know I said I wasn't going to eat on camera. I hate doing it, but that's one you've definitely got to taste. Seasoning, because there's salt, there's sugar, there's vinegar. Just got to get that right. That's pretty good. I think that'll do. I did think, you know, maybe a little bit more sugar, but to be honest, with our chicken, as sweet as the chicken's going to be, and as out of focus as our chicken is right now, I wonder if that's steam on the lens. I think it's fine that it's not sweet. It'll cut through. Got to have a balance of flavours, all of that kind of good stuff. All right, let's go and open this up. All right. There's a lot of liquid now. And I want that to boil off a lot quicker than it has. And maybe that's because the lid was on. Well, definitely because the lid was on. There's no further moisture to go. Right, back on with you. I mean, one of the reasons why this is probably a lot of liquid is because I skipped that boiling step. Maybe I should have boiled the chicken. Because I feel like a lot of this moisture is from the chicken. Because they were touching. They were touching when I put them in the pan, and now look at this. You could draw. You can fit like 4 more thighs in there. So there would have just been a lot of moisture in these chicken thighs, which, I mean, unless you're buying, which it should be, unless you're buying, the real free range chicken, that's just the way it's going to be. Because realistically, that chicken, well, I mean, it's a bit crook to say, but 4 chickens have died here. Let's just hope that they had only one bad day. And that was probably yesterday or the day before that when they got butchered. They're probably still full of a lot of moisture. But anyway, R.I.P. You know what? We watched the Chicken Run 2, the sequel. The one that's supposed to make you not want to eat meat anymore. And no word of a lie, as soon as the film ended, hopped in the car, went down to McDonald's and got some McNuggets. So, a great movie, but I guess the message was kind of lost. Anyway, here's our chicken thighs. Chicken thighs, slaw. Might as well wrap up this cabbage. Underrated veg, the old cabbage, the humble cabbage. Seems to last quite a while in the fridge. Dirt cheap. I believe it's an all year round vegetable, so it's always in season. And very simple to prepare. You can make little slaws, little salads. You can roast it. You can do probably a bunch of other things that I've never done with cabbage because I didn't need to, because I got 2 great recipes that involve raw and cooked. Now, other thing I probably wish I did, I know I've been rolling around these guys in the sauce, but if I'd let these crisp up a little more, that skin probably would have stayed a bit more crispy here. Hey, this does look delicious. Interesting to see what it tastes like. Oh man, that's good. That's like a honey soy chicken almost. My mother used to make a dish that tasted quite similar to this, but it wasn't, obviously, it didn't have Coke in it. All right. While that's doing that, I might just for the sake of our video here, I'm just going to take a couple of these. Put these out and get these crisping. Just because I don't have a lot of real estate in this pan, actually, I might do. So 4 of these are for dinner tonight, and 4 of them for lunch tomorrow. So if I do that, that gives that a lot more room to evaporate and get into nice sticky sauce time. Which sounds disgusting. And then, hopefully, I can get this chicken skin a bit more charred up. I mean, that is getting pretty thick. So we want like a syrupy, like a sauce, like a barbecue sauce, really. It's like a Chinese barbecue. Alright, I think this has worked. This has worked. My plan's worked. Yeah, that's getting nice and... Yeah, that's okay. This is the play. This is the play. You want to cook it in the sauce for a little while so it gets all that, a little bit of absorption going. You can transfer it to a dry pan and you can get all this sauce to caramelize. Alright, that looks good. Alright, I'm happy now. I'm very happy. And this is on its way to becoming caramel, which we don't want. We're not making lollies here, we're making memories with chicken. Alright, I'm going to plate up some slaw. All of a sudden, this nice relaxed video is about to come to a tense little ending. Right, there we have some slaw. Sticky sauce, nicely browned chicken. Yeah, that's it. We're going back. Actually, now, unfortunately, I do have 2 pans to clean, but that's okay because I don't really have any other dishes. There's like little sticks of ginger. It's going to be just beautiful, like crystallized, almost like that. That's like candy. God, this is going to be so good. All right. Get rid of that. Do a couple of little bits of ginger on now. There we have it. Looks like an ugly face, doesn't it? Yeah, getting closer doesn't make it any better. This one does not look that good. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, that looks good. That looks bad. That looks good. Maybe that's what I need to do. Like, that'll look a lot better when it's half eaten. That, I mean, look at that, beautiful, beautiful. Now all that's left to do is just put a little bit of, should have done it earlier actually, just a little bit of white pepper. Just a little dusting of white pepper on there. And then we're ready to eat, okay? Coca-Cola wings, real simple, probably super unhealthy because there's a lot of sugar in Coke, but I'm sure this will be delicious. Real simple, real easy, real quick. Hopefully it tastes good, and then hopefully Simply Chinese Feast gets a few more videos in the rotation. Alright guys, there we have it, Coca-Cola wings. Have a great night. Pat's lost last night, by the way, but we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that at all. Alright, have a good one, love you all, bye.